I'm Anthony Smith with HFG Trust, and this is the Chart of the Week video. Hello, and welcome back to our Chart of the Week video series. We took a summer break last week, but we are back and ready to roll. Now, there is a slight twist to this week's installment. It's actually a table of the week. It is pulled from a report published by the Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland. And the key takeaway from the report is that migration away from high-cost, large metro areas spiked during the pandemic. Now let's jump to the table, and I'm going to try to walk and chew gum at the same time as I use this highlighter to focus our attention. Down the left-hand side, we have your high-cost, large metro areas where people are moving from. It's a highly recognizable list, though I will say Riverside does seem a little out of place. Now let's go to the right-hand side. Two small metro areas with under 500,000 people. Why? Because this is where the Tri-Cities fits in, and many of you watching have a very close connection to the Tri-Cities. The change percent represents, in this case, the increase of migration to small metro areas during the pandemic versus the average monthly migration flows in the 3-year period before the pandemic. You'll notice that the increases are very substantial in most cases. And this is a trend that is partly responsible for the shall we say, robust demand for housing in places like the Tri-Cities. That's one of the most visible impacts for sure, but it's overall it's a trend that's leading to overall economic vibrancy in many smaller communities in the U.S. There are, of course, drawbacks that we all know of to living in a smaller city that's experiencing rapid growth, but it sure beats the alternative, which is living in a community that is either stagnating or, worse yet, in a state of decline. That is it for this week. Please give us a call if you have any questions. We'll see you next week.